What's going on, everyone? Hux21 here, back with another Splinterlands video. So this is the third and final video that I'm releasing tonight of this series of covering the reward cards. If you have been watching thus far, you know that I am also doing a pretty big scavenger hunt throughout these three videos, where I'm giving out 15 Chaos Legion packs to those people who complete the various tasks I outline in said videos. So if you've missed the first couple, I would 100% go back and watch them. While some of them are time sensitive, others aren't. And you'll be able to participate and complete some of these tasks for a chance to earn some Chaos Legion packs. Again, I'm giving away 15, which is about $30 right now. So definitely not insubstantial. And it's just for some fun, to bring something new to the channel. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it. We're going to get into it right away with giveaway 1 of video number 3. So, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I tweet out all of my videos. So, for the 3 videos today, I put out tweets for all 3 of them. 2 random people who retweet all 3 of the videos. You got to retweet all 3, not just 1, not just 2. All 3 will receive a pack. You must be following me on Twitter. There's no need to comment anything. I will DM on Twitter the 2 random people who win. But giveaway number 1, you must retweet all 3 tweets that I put out talking about these videos. Good luck. All right, so we are here. We're going to do Death, Dragon, and Neutral to wind out the series. We're going to start with the comments as we have with the other ones. So here is Possessed Puppet. This is probably the creepiest art that exists in the game right now. This is it's pretty heavy. You got the blood on the knives, the messed up doll face. This is a lot. All right. This is a pretty cool card at the max level. Double strike, 6 speed, really, really fast. You're probably not going to want to play this as a main tank, just because, we'll take a quick meander right here. What's a really popular Death rare card? Cursed Wendeku. What does the Cursed Wendeku have? Thorns. You bring a Thorns monster, and this hits it twice, and you bring an Amplify, this card is gone. So it can hit like a truck, but it does not have a lot of health. Let's look at the lowest levels. Look at this. The Cursed Wendeku eliminates this on its first hit. It won't even get its double strike. So this is a really niche card where you have to play it, I think, in situations where melee can attack from anywhere. Because anytime you're talking about the chance to hit Thorns and you're gone in 1 turn, 7 mana is a lot to bring for that risk. So, again, in those specific contexts, opportunity, not even melee can attack from anywhere, really, because people play Thorns monsters. Even in Super Sneak, people play a lot of Thorns monsters on the back line. So, for me, really, at this level at least, it's opportunity. I'm bringing this card only in opportunity for a while. Almost the entire time, really. It gets faster here, where you could maybe try to do some things with it. The cripple is nice, so again, if you're going up against like a shield bearer or something like that, if you can hit 2 cripples on 1 turn because of the double strike, that's a big boost. This is sort of a niche, fun card. Again, really, I can only see it in opportunity rule sets off the top of my head. Otherwise, again, so my worry about playing this with like a taunt in the back line or something is that, again, if it's Death, and Death is one of the few choices, you go up against the Thorns monster, you go up against the Cursed Wendeku, this is going to get eliminated really quickly. On the flip side, you could play a taunt monster, put this up front, and then you could go up against like Bakjira, right, where you're going to hit it for 8 damage per turn, plus hit it with 2 cripples. So this is a really high risk, high reward play. It'll be fun to see how people try to utilize this card. Very, very creepy though. Okay, this card needs to be nerfed. The Wily Coyoten needs to be nerfed. And I don't mean the attack, I don't need the speed, I don't mean this, I don't mean the dodge, I don't mean the phase. I mean the 2 mana. This should be a 5 mana card. Giving us all of this for 2 mana is insane. This card needs to be nerfed. It's crazy how much for 2 mana you're getting here. I mean, again, it's not a card that's going to, like, by itself, it's not going to eliminate your opponent's monsters and win you the game. But any low mana, imagine it's in like one of those 12 mana matches, right? If you're getting all this for only 2, that is crazy. It's going to be really difficult to hit this thing with any type of attack once it gets the phase. Let's find out when it gets that. So it starts with dodge. It's less crazy here, admittedly. It's less crazy here. This is a 2 mana card, for sure. Still, not that interested. It picks up a lot of health I mean, I'll take that back. You know, maybe here, in like melee only, for example, I would play this card. You know, specifically as it starts getting a little more speed. Once it gets to phase, this is a pretty insane card. Just because the dodge now also works with magic attacks, it's still not very fast, but the dodge gives it a chance to dodge regardless. And then all of a sudden you talk about all the way up here, and you're getting 10 combined, 4 speed's pretty decent, you can bring some manipulations, dodge and phase, all for 2 mana. This card needs to be nerfed. It's not the most overpowering card, right? It's not a card that you blink and it's going to eliminate all your opponent's cards. This is just a card that is way, 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 way too cheap for what it brings. Okay, let's move on to the rares. We have Ravenhood Warden. Ooh, I really like this card. Sorry, that was a little bit of like ASMR. So the Protect is nice. The 1 is pretty meh. I'd say level 4 is when I get interested in it. The camo, you can't hit it. You add the Protect. That's really cool. But level 6 is when it's like, okay, this is a card I want to try to work into lineups. I'll design lineups around this. Just being able to boost some of the, you know, sneak plays I run with Death. I'm just thinking I play a lot of like Lux with the the snake sneak card with Uraeus. There's a lot of good sneak plays in there. So protecting my monsters is great. And then as well as Inspire to make the damage even higher. Now what's cool about this too, these are fantastic support abilities. So when you get a card like this, you're worried, oh, it only has 3 health. Opportunity monsters are going to target this thing. It's going to be gone really fast. And I'm going to lose these 2 things, which I designed my whole lineup around. No. This thing has camouflage. So this thing cannot be targeted. Then at the top level, picks up Fury. So if you do bring a taunt against this card, it's going to do double damage. We'll hit for 4. This is a really, really great card. 4 mana for Protect and Inspire is awesome. And then again, can't be targeted. Great card. And then we have the Summoner. So I like this one. It's going to be a card I play a lot. Not necessarily because of this, because of what it brings, but more so because I don't like Thaddeus Brood that much as a broad play. So I play a lot of Lux with Death. So I'm going to play this card a lot just because a lot of times I'm going to consider it to be my best Death Summoner at the moment until we get the legendary Chaos card, the legendary Chaos Summoner, which we don't know what it's going to be. But combine this with Harclaw. There's a lot of situations where you can combine this card with some Death cards, and the -1 melee works really well. So this is a cool card. I like the Summoner. We're going to move on to the Epics here. And here is the no attack card we get. So it has flying. I feel like there's a lot of good Death cards with flying. Yeah, there are. Ooh, it starts with flying and weaken. Okay, so you get that right from the start. Decent health, decent speed. Doesn't really have any defensive abilities. Again, we know we're going to be able to pick up an attack with it with weapons training, but yeah, it's fine right away. It just takes up some room. Good flying. I play it in Earthquake. I'd play it in No Magic maybe. Just picks up some health, picks up some more health. The silence is nice. So now, maybe you do play it in some Magic rule sets. Then it picks up the blind. This is where I'd almost treat this, once you max it out, as like a high mana blind monster. That brings other things to the table, right? But for me, the flying and the speed is sort of the first thing that jumps out, and then being able to bring blind with a card that's not just like a little glass cannon in the back is cool. So this card's fine. It's not my favorite epic, but I could see myself playing it in certain contexts. The two legendaries, Skok, Dusk Blight. So you could potentially give the card we just talked about some magic damage. Good in reverse speed. I feel like Death has a really good reverse speed team, so that's cool. Adds there. Weapons training, cool. You could give the Rift Wing. So think about that. You play the Rift Wing, then you play this, then you play the Wisp card, and you're going to give magic damage to both of them. So that's a cool synergy right there. That's a card. That's a situation I'm going to want to set up. Plus the Resurrect. I assume you get that at the last level. Nope, in the third level. Cool. So I mean, right here actually, with the death specific cards, I'm going to want the weapons training with this. This is a cool card right from level 1. I think specifically when you talk about Riftwing and you talk about the Wisp card. You can play those two next to each other, and both of those are going to pick up magic damage. It's good at going after taunts. That's cool. And the Resurrect is a great ability. I love Resurrect. So getting another Resurrect monster, and then obviously picking up 3 magic's great. This is a cool card. I like this card a lot. Good in reverse speed. Resurrect ability is great. And then there's particular death monsters that weapons training will be good for. So this is a really good synergy card for what already exists in death. Oh, and we finally see this card art put to work. So for a while, this was supposed to be a Rift Watchers card. But for the ability that the Rift Watchers airdrop card was going to bring, they thought this was too menacing of a creature. And we can see what they had in mind for it. Another reverse speed card. I mean, this is basically just... give me a second here. It's Untamed. It is very similar to... what am I doing wrong here? Oh, it's because I'm in my cards. I do not own this card. Sorry. So we do Untamed, Legendary, Death. Was it a rewards card? I forget its name. Nope. Was it a promo card? Nope. Was it dice? It was dice. It reminds me a lot of Cthulhu. Cthulhu gets Last Stand. It's just like a big magic monster with a ton of health that has some abilities. And it's very slow. So it was really good for reverse speed. So now we go here. And it doesn't have Last Stand, but it does have Bloodlust. So now the thing with Bloodlust now is, normally in reverse speed rule sets with Bloodlust, if it Bloodlusted, you wouldn't gain speed. But now you do gain speed. You're always going to gain speed with Bloodlust, even in reverse speed. So that's a slight sort of meh thing. But we talk about the heal as well. So if you Bloodlust to a ton of health, the Oppress is great because now you're talking about the potential to do double damage to a monster with no attack. Has a lot of flying, so more flying monsters. This card's pretty sick. So right away it gets the Bloodlust. Again here, even though the speed boost, I'm probably playing this in reverse speed. It gets really interesting to me once it gets the heal. Obviously, you stick this in the last position. It's a good sneak protector because it has so much situation here. And then it can heal itself up. And obviously the third magic attack makes it even better. This will be a fun card to play with. I don't think it's overpowered or anything. Alright, time to move on to Dragon and Neutral. Oh yeah, there is a rare one. But before we do that, let's look at giveaway number 2, our second to last giveaway of the series. At some point during this video, I said a card needed to be nerfed. The first person to comment on this video, the name of that card, and includes their IGN, you will win the pack. One random person who does this will receive the pack as well. So if someone beats you to it, don't worry, you should still comment because one random person is going to win it as well, if you are correct. The only other caveat is you must be subscribed to the YouTube channel. So that was the second to last one. Here is just the summoner. So I believe there's only one Dragon Gladius card, as is. So yeah, so if you don't have it, I mean, there's no real need to play this card. You know, maybe they'll release more, but the Gladius card is sweet. The double strike with blast at the highest level. Obviously, people aren't really going to have it at the highest level, but the 2 magic double strike. So if you do have it, probably worth playing, but I personally don't. And to be honest, I really want a Dragon Summoner that I can play in reverse speed. And obviously I can't do that with the +1 speed. So I don't have much to say on this card. It could really only give you the opportunity to play that one card. I don't think it's going to get played that much. This card is just silly. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'm not even going to try. But a 1 mana Scavenger Triage with Camouflage and Silence. This, I feel like, every sort of release, I feel like they let aggro just go like kid mode on a card, and I feel like this is be the one that he released. Just 1 mana Triager with camo that can get Scavenger. I mean, a lot of these don't even work together that well. It's just kind of a smattering of random abilities. This card is just kind of silly. So right from the start, it's just a 1 mana Scavenger monster. You know, I guess you just toss it in there and then you put it, you know, in the 3rd or 4th position, and by the time it gets to the front, it's picked up some more health. When it gets to Triage, I mean, a 1 mana Triager, yeah, sign me up. And then the camo, you know, you can't target, you know, that's a situation maybe where you put it in the 5th position and it's just going to be triaging whatever your 6th position card is. You know this card can't get eliminated. And by the time it works its way up to the front, you know, it's got a bunch more health most likely. And then, you know, I'm thinking about playing this in front of like a Dr. Blight, for example. They both have camo. It's going to be able to heal Dr. Blight of any magic reflect, so it can keep triaging him. And then by the time it gets to the front, Dr. Blight and this card have picked up a ton of health. So it's really, really difficult to, you know, if you only have a couple cards left, and those are the 2 cards left for your opponent, it's going to be really difficult to both get through this card in time where Dr. Blight hasn't sort of afflicted and poisoned the rest of your cards. So there's going to be plenty of synergies. This is just a very, very silly card. So now we're going to move on to the Legendary, which we have another weapons training card. So with now, if you think about it, there's going to be opportunities where you can play 2 weapons training cards because there's one in Dragon. I don't know if there's one in Neutral. We will find out. But you have to remember, if you play 2 ranged cards, it'll take the highest sort of whatever the higher attack equivalent ends up being. We don't know exactly how it's going to be calculated. So you'd want to play this one with a magic or a magic actually. You'd really want to play this with a magic weapons training card, because then you could give whatever monster a magic and a ranged attack. You know, I guess if you're talking about an opportunity mode or opportunity rule set or super sneak, this could be pretty cool. And you could play it with a melee one then too as well. This is the main, I think that's the main purpose of this card, because as a standalone, it's not that great. I mean, the Void with all the armor is kind of cool. True Strike is nice because, you know, it's slow. So, as I said, I don't really have a reverse speed dragon team that I can play. So I'm going to be playing this in normal speeds. So having the True Strike is really, really nice. Yeah, for me, the main purpose of this card is going to be defense. It's nice that it starts with 3. It doesn't start with 2. But it's going to be sort of like a little bit of a sneak defender. And then it's going to be setting cards up to have double weapons training. That's to me where this card's going to sort of find its most value. And with that in mind, for that purpose, it's useful right from the beginning. Oppress will be nice, but again, as of now, I sort of consider Oppress a bonus. When it works, awesome, but it's not really something I can plan around. And then I am going to want to get the True Strike, so I am going to want to level this card all the way up. Pretty solid card. Again, I think the biggest ability is going to be the weapons training, combining that with another weapons training card. We'll see if they have one for neutral too, because if they do, then you could potentially have 3 weapons training cards on the field at once, which would create some very, very interesting synergies. So let's go to the neutrals to wind this up. So we're going to have 2. Ooh, this card's very interesting. So it's Recharge, which I'm sure people are going to roll their eyes at to start. But the camo's cool because it'll just maximize its chances to, fire off some attacks. Okay. I'm probably not going to play this card just realistically until it gets the piercing. Because I've experimented with some recharge cards, like some recharge archery, the dragon, Zyvax Fool, I think is his name. It's just so annoying when you hit 1 shield. It's the time to attack, it's gonna hit for 9 or whatever, and you hit 1 shield. But giving this piercing, if I know my 6 damage is gonna cut right through whatever's there, that makes it more interesting. A lot more interesting. Then obviously it gets to 9. Ooh, this is just going to decimate taunts. Decimate taunts. Okay, this is a taunt eliminator. If you're expecting a slip spawn play, this will eliminate a slip spawn in, I guess, its second turn, once it attacks. This will be a cool card. How people try to figure out how to play it. Again, I'm not interested until it gets the piercing, just because I don't want to deal with waiting for the recharge attack and then it hits 1 shield. Can't do it. So giving this piercing is cool. This will be an interesting card. Next we have the Dumaki Orc. Ooh. I mean, melee only. This is like a must play. Has the shield ability. I guess no magic, right? The big thing you're worried about is poison. Thorns, Retaliate. The Equalizer rule set, obviously, this card sticks out. Reverse Speed, it's pretty good. This is the thing, melee only, this is my tank. Even not with Equalizer. Mainly because I'm playing it in the back, you're worried about Uraeus, who has the poison ability. So I want to put this in the front. Right away, no interest. No interest. Little bit. I need the Retaliate. To play this in melee only, I need to put this up front with the Retaliate. Here's where it gets really, really interesting for me. I need the 8. Like, the 8 shield is a lot of shield. And then the Thorns makes it amazing. This is a card I'm not playing until I level it up, which is going to take a while. But cool card nonetheless. This will be a cool card. Neutral that you'll play in sort of melee only rule sets, I think. Okay, we continue to rare. We have 1 rare card because we don't have a summoner. The Vernari Marks Rat. Okay, so we have another Martyr card. Cool. Again, right away, I think this card is worth it for 3 mana. If I can play Martyr, I can put it in the right spot. Any opportunity card is going to come at this. In a blast rule set, I line this up in the 2nd position. I'm playing this card right away. In specific, for 3 mana, I think getting the Martyr ability on 2 cards could be worth it. We'll have to see, though. And then, other than that, it just gets a little bit better. Honestly, does it? If it picks up more health, and I want the Martyr ability, and that's why I'm bringing this card, I don't want the more health. So realistically, the next time I'm interested in this card is probably when it picks up the 2nd attack. So I'm going to play at level 1, and then you can see me at level 7. And then a low-cost Shatter is great. So I'm here for that as well. But level 1, great, and then close my eyes until I get 84 more of them. It's a fun little card. All right, let's see the no attack. Clockwork Aid. Wait, 2? Okay, this is my favorite card out of the whole set. This is my favorite card. The double speed boosts. I've never seen that. I don't know. I don't think that exists. I'm not going to fact check that. Someone fact check me. But to my knowledge, that doesn't exist. There is no monster that gives a double, like a swift and a slow. A neutral cleanse that has a double speed manipulation by itself and brings Inspire. Obviously, you're worried about the 1 health, right? Yeah, I love this card. For 4 mana, it's like kind of, to me, for these abilities, the chances that, you know, you play like a Deep Lurker, I guess, and then it hits this and poisons it or whatever, I think it could be worth it because you might get a bunch of attacks off for your opponent because this card by itself is going to bring a double speed manipulation at a certain level. And you can also give this an attack using weapons training. Okay, let's see where it picks up these things. So it starts with swiftness. Even this like for 4 mana in the Equalizer rule set, every Equalizer rule set I'm going to play this card. Cleanse is great. When it gets to level 5, the double speed is insane. I wouldn't be surprised if this changed. And then a neutral Inspire. So you can combine that with, you know, any Inspire that lives in the other rule sets or in the other splinters. And this is like it's like a throw-in thing with this card. It's slow itself. But that doesn't bother me. Wow. This it's only 4 mana. This is my favorite card in this release. I'm very, very excited to test this card. I love it. Wow. Okay. I was caught a little off guard. All right, and last but not least, we have the Drybone Raider. So we have a double strike 2 attack card. We haven't seen that. Let's see. There was a card like that. I believe it's Untamed. I've already shown that I'm not too good at the Vigilator. Same situation, archery, melee. If you've seen this card, you know how powerful this card is. 2 archery, 3 melee, double strike. It's going to do a absolute, just a ton of damage. Yeah, even right from the beginning, right? If opportunity rule set, any rule set where melee can attack from the back line, you're going to want to play this card. Giving it the cripple's pretty sick too, because then again, you're going to whittle down any taunt. Oh, Shatter. This is an amazing card. Amazing. And think about this too. You look at this card. So there is no neutral weapons trainer. But you look at this card. It's pretty slow. You know, first of all, reverse speed, pretty sick. But you combine that with the Clockwork Aid. You're going to do 2 speed manipulations. You're going to make it faster, make the opponent slower. And you're going to pull it up to 4 attack. So now it's going to hit 2 archery, 4 attack. So that's 6. And then another 6. 12 on every turn when you combine these 2. Drybone Raider is a really, really awesome card. It's very expensive. 12 is not cheap at all. But this is an awesome card. I'm excited to use this card. All right, let's wrap up this series with the last giveaway. So the final giveaway. I'm expecting this to be a small crew, so this is going to be a pretty easy way to potentially get some packs. 2 packs will be given out to new Bird Gang members. Anyone who joins my community membership between the release of this video and Wednesday morning will be eligible. This is also my announcement that the price of the Bird Gang membership will be increasing following this giveaway. So this is your last chance to get in. at the $5 per month price point. The reason why I'm increasing it is because so many people have been willing to support my channel, which I really, really appreciate. It's gotten a little difficult to keep up with, not in a bad sense. Part of it is the community's so awesome at this point that the conversations just run themselves. So in the beginning, I was there moderating, pushing the conversations forward. Now I've basically built this almost slightly premium Splinterlands discussion group where a bunch of amazing players and investors just talk about the game all day. But I do want to keep it somewhat exclusive, which is why the price will be increasing. And part of that, which I'm about to show you, is because I offer a decent amount. So if you come here to the Join Bird Gang tab, you can see everything you get. Access to the members only channels, which is what I've talked about. I've run a bulk buy basically for every opportunity. And it's got my members hundreds of dollars worth of value from being able to get the highest levels of the bonuses. I'm talking about, tens of extra Chaos Legion packs, extra promo drops. You can talk to anyone here. Our bulk buys have been awesome. And part of the reason why I'm increasing the price. So these two channels, card flipping and gold foil alerts. Basically, I used to send out tons of alerts when there were card flipping opportunities or gold foil opportunities where gold foils were cheaper to level up than regular foils. It's hard to keep up with all of this right now. So I want to keep it exclusive. I want to make sure I'm able to keep doing these things, which is why the price is going up. Early and exclusive access to certain videos. Priority chat access. So basically there's a channel down here. If you need to get in contact with me, this is the best way. This channel right here. This is sort of the emergency only fire drill channel. When I see something here, it becomes my top priority. So you get access to that if you're a member. Discounts on any future products I offer. Don't know what that may look like. Maybe it's merch. Who knows? But you'll get big discounts. Ability to join our investment club. So basically, we all talk about investments within the game and we put our money to work. Takes place here. It's a very cool sort of subgroup. You don't have to participate in this. You just have the option to. And then kind of what we're talking about here, OG Bird Gang status. When I say it right here, in the future, I'm planning on adding more benefits to the membership, which some of this stuff is what I've talked about here, and increasing the price, which is happening now. If you join before that increase, you'll be locked into the lower $5 per month price as an OG Bird Gang member forever. So basically, this is your last opportunity to do that, to lock in this $5 a month. I don't know how much I'm going to be increasing it, but it will certainly be increasing. So to come back here, if only one person takes advantage of this, right? Think about this. It's $5 per month. One person takes advantage of this. You'll get both packs. That's $4 right now. And almost your first month, boom, is just paid for with these packs. So we'll see if anyone takes up on this. This is half sort of the last giveaway and half an announcement that the price to support my channel, it's kind of funny wording it that way, but the price to support my channel is increasing. Just because the support's been so great thus far that I want to make sure I can continue offering something that I think adds value for my community. So that'll wrap up the giveaways. And I mean, I like to do fun stuff like this. Little stuff pops up. Whenever I do giveaways, my members benefit the most from it. There's specialized stuff just for them. The scavenger hunt thing that I put on today, it feels like I've been talking for like an hour straight now because I have. I just like to experiment with fun things, and normally it's my members that get to benefit from that. So just want to put that out to everyone. I'm going to stop it here. I'm excited to see who tries to complete all 15 tasks. Does anyone win a bunch of packs? We'll find out. I hope you enjoyed this fun little game that we decided to play. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could join the community. I would really, really appreciate it. You can expect a lot more Splinterlands content from me. I will talk to you guys soon and see you around the game.